Hello, Commanders. It's Spatula here, and if you're viewing this transmission, that means they haven't got to me yet, but they're getting close. As my truth gets out there, more and more Commanders are seeing the galactic hyperweave. They're pulling over our eyes and waking up to the truth. And Galnet isn't going to tell you the truth. It only tells you what they want you to know. Need I say more? They don't want you to know squat, but not this guy. See, I'm on a mission to expose the truth and let the good people of space know what we're up against. And today, I'm turning my truthy gaze on one particular manufacturer of fine, chunky ships that we all know and love. Yeah, that's right, I mean Lakon, the great makers of Asps and Diamondbacks, which are usually my exploration go-tos, and also the company that makes the Chieftain line for the Alliance, which are many commanders' go-tos, if they're looking for something that looks like an oversized flying squirrel. But today I want to look specifically at their trader lineup of ships, and a little number that throws the whole thing off, raises my eyebrows. That's right, that number's 8. You know what I'm talking about, the Type 8. What's a Type 8? Well, you might ask that question, due to the fact that indeed there is no Type 8, so they say. The Lakon trader lineup consists of the Type 6 brick, the Type 7 shoebox, and then jumps right up to the Type 9 dumpster size, and more recently the Type 10, which is basically a Type 9 with a spoiler on it, a dumpster with guns duct taped to the side, basically. But then you have the Keelback, which defies the naming conventions completely. I mean, you'd think the Keelback might have been the original Type 8 design, but then the Type 7 was the Type 8, but maybe a delay in production saw the Type 7 come out first, and calling the Keelback 8 didn't make sense because of the size. Well, you can't go back and call it the Type 5, because that didn't make sense, and the Type 6.5 just doesn't sound right. Oh my god. You see, those corporate stooges have confused us, trying to hide the real truth and giving the normies out there an excuse to just get back to their grinds. You know, pilots will often notice and say, hey, the Type 8's missing. They don't ever seem to ask what happened to the Type 1 to 5. I mean, you'd think at the very least, considering the monotony of trading, they'd at least have the Type 5 in the lineup so they could make jingles about working 9 to 5. Get it? But no, along with the Type 8, Type 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mysteriously are missing. So, what gives us? We get 6, 7, 9, a Keelback. Well, if you read between the lines, Lakon is trying to tell us something here. What does a Keelback rhyme with? That's right, peel back. As in peeling back the layers of this onion to get to the bottom. Someone within Lakon responsible for ship naming wants us to run the numbers. So what does it all add up to? Well, the math is somewhat complicated, but let me walk you through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 add up to 15. 15 plus 8 is 23. The number 23 is a Jim Carrey movie about a man who becomes obsessed with seeing the number 23 everywhere. So, what are they saying here? All the missing types add up to 23, which is a famous number for people seeing them everywhere. But yet no one has seen a Type 8, let alone Type 1 to 5. Or have they? Reading between the lines, it's pretty clear what Lakon is trying to tell us. Type 8s are out there, and we encounter them all the time. Only we don't see them, because the T8 is a stealth trader. You heard it here first, people. I'm talking about invisible ships. Yeah, have you ever found yourself feeling like you're out there being watched, but there's no dots on your radar? Ever been on a docking pad and seen the one next to you suddenly spinning, but there's no ships around? Well, that's because Lakon secretly developed proprietary anti-piracy technology that allows a Type 8 to mask its signature from other pilots, as well as its visual image. Some say this technology isn't just used to cloak the Type 8, it also creates a sort of shadow dimension layered on top of our own. Some call this mysterious place solo mode, and say if you can tune into this frequency, no living pirate will ever be able to find you or see you. So if all these Type 8s are in their own solo mode, how do we see them? Well, that's a great question, one I can't give you the answer to. Some say that Type 8s are so instrumental to the galactic economy, the powers that be gave them to Lakon, and gave them the Type 8 to create a BGS behind the BGS to ensure the flow of goods and services no matter what kind of war or piracy broke out. Others still will claim that Lakon stole this technology from the Dark Wheel, but didn't understand it, and lost all the Type 8s into solo mode on the day they were released to the world. Whatever happens, it gets my skin crawling to think of the large swarms of boxy, invisible traders out there in the galaxy. In any case, I've given you the information. What you do with it is up to you. Stay Dangus, folks. Keep an eye out there for signs of invisible Type 8s, and send me photos if you ever manage to catch one. Though, I don't know how you're going to do that. Anyway, bye.
If you're unable to complete